Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Okay. Looks good. We are producing things. Don't you be dropping down there, chemical science. It's not allowed. Oh, because you're... not consuming enough. So Colonel Will tells me that I should be looking at consumption, not production. And that if I'm going to pull exactly 10,000, I should trim that down, but can't bring myself to do it. I want more. Airbus, good morning. First, C. Oh, there's 6 here. I have screwed this up. I took one of these away because I was like, I only need 5. No, there's 6 trains in this. It was the slur part. I named a train Amanda, so I did the name. So I honored Llama Boy's request as best I could. But partially, I don't believe that label applies, and partially because that doesn't fit my stream. I don't have a mature audience tag. So I've been good. Science is producing. You know, we're staying at our 10K here, and we're staying at our 10K here. We had the dip in prod science. Well, we had the dip in everything when it all, went away. But that's 10 minutes without a failure. As far as consumption goes, which apparently is the big thing. Oh, you're a follower, are you? Well then, let's give you a train. Go. You get your name on a cargo wagon. That is a copper train. Look at that. Where are you? Oh, you're in Russia. Well, it's on the way to your summer home, right? Because Bob sponsored your summer home up here close to the Arctic Circle. Someday I'm going to make a UI for my vehicle sticker. Oops. Major Mayhem. 19 months. Buttons. I used to know somebody whose dog was named Buttons. Yeah, there is a copy of the old save file already out there, Airbus. But as I keep making improvements, that's in my Discord. There's a link to it. I think the original save file is out there too, but, you know, I think, I'd say once this hits an hour, it's pretty stable. I'll save off a copy of that. I'm also working on a Mapshots interactive map of the world, a web page, and that's almost done. I'm going to be moving to speedrunning after I finish this, so it'll be interesting that I'll have a thing on my speedrun is to say, to see the interactive map of my MegaBase while I'm speedrunning. But it'll be a URL that you can click on and zoom and pan and see all the builds and see the trains and the redeems. It's great. It's also 50 gig of data, 400,000 files. And my web hosting provider can't handle it. The save file, by the way, is 400 meg. It ain't small. And as you can tell, I'm running at 30 FPS. Which is a little bit challenging, but I'm okay with that. It's the price of success. I'm also tearing this out. As lightly as I can. Please tell me I emptied you. Good, I did. So this is how I plan to spend my time while I'm waiting for the factory to finish itself off. I'll regularly be checking the science to see that nothing's failing. Production science is slipping. I have come to the conclusion that I grossly dislike production science. The 30 rails is really, really hard. So I cannot feed an additional row. So the only way I'm getting more purple science is to build another purple science base, which would be savagely expensive. But I don't see why it would tell me that purple science was not smooth in 10K. Because it should be closer to 11K. Between these two, it's 10.7 like everybody else. So I've seen this marker here a couple times now, and it really disturbs me that I would run out of these. You're not full? 2K, 2K. You're saying you're at 15K. 2K, 2K. Ah, there it is. And where are you going? No, I need you to come here. That's a long-term problem. That seems to be the challenge here, is that it is going to this one more than that one. And that's the situation where you end up with two trains, because it favors the closest one to unload to. I don't think I'm generating enough. I might need to refactor this, but how? Because it needs three things. Making an electric furnace is 10, 10, and 5. So I could leave the red circuits at a single. I'd have to rebuild this whole thing. That would suck. Because I doubled these up. Leave the red circuits as a single. Put the steel over here, allow me to pull 2. But then I still got to figure out a way to pull the second one here. The other option is that I refactor this to put red circuits on channel C, and then I do like I'm doing here for rails, but one side rails, one side steel, one side brick. Now I could just add one more of these because we can handle it. Yep. What? You're telling me that I'm using 2 belts of this? Did I do a gross miscalculation here? I'm only supposed to do 2 of these? What does Kirk say? Bookmarks. Factorial calculator, 4 silos. No, that's not what I wanted. I need to look at only blue science. Or purple science. I need 20 of these. That's 12. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna run out of furnaces, and that's gonna cause me to, that's gonna be from running out of steel. And yeah. That's a showstopper. I don't know that I can get that built before I run out. I screwed something up. Unless I've got some sort of calculation wrong. I don't think I have furnaces in this. Rails items. Really? I did this? And I thought this would work? Or is this... No, this is just okay. That's not making furnaces, that's making plate. Yeah, I think I have a serious flaw and I need to address it. And the question is how. I don't have a lot of bandwidth to be handling that right now. So let me double check here. 10,000 purple needs 19 furnaces. Did I ever have 19 furnaces? I don't remember furnaces ever being very big. Okay, I got something wrong because that tells me that I've got enough furnaces. That's 24 furnaces. Oh, okay. I don't know what the... Oh, I only took half of them. That's why I only grabbed half of them. Whew. Okay. But this is not... First of all, they're not running full speed. So even if I refactor this... But... that doesn't change the fact that this is consuming, by the looks of it, more than one belt. That's 1.5, that's 1.5. That's 2. So this thing can only be 2 high anyways. I'm double unloading red circuits here. This is a terrible design. Alright, here's the question. Can I redesign and refactor this before I run out of buffer? Because I'm going to need another sign. Or do I need to shut this whole thing down? Because I don't like working at 30 FPS. Stop yelling at me. If I put a time pass of 120, you both have places to go back, right? Because if I wait until it's fully empty, I need to get somebody who's about to come in. What are you? Your partner's not even here. So I'm not getting full unloads. And the reason I'm not getting full unloads is because I'm only using half a belt on each of these, and that's just kind of a given. And while I'm looking at this, I'm also not building the next steel. Because this is what I'm seeing from purple, is that this has got to be split up into two. I've got to refactor this. And I'm going to have to do pretty much the same thing I did here. Or gears. Is gears an example of where I did it twice? Gears here. Yeah, I'm going to have to do what I did here to gears. Although I may go away from this design and use the other one. Like I did for... Hello again, Skull Red. By the way, I miss chat a lot, so feel free to tag me when you're saying hello or do a yo, so I look over. I don't want to lose this progress, but then again, it's not working. So I think I'm going to have to shut this down so I can just build this. Sorry. I'm going to shut that off. Cancel that. Go to this. And then I will let the UPS recover. Sorry, everybody who thought this was going to be a successful run, but we're on pause again. Hey, Doof. Just wondering how much SPM you have at the moment. The base seems huge. I just shut it all off, but I was 10, 11K. As you can see, I just stopped it all. But yeah, that's 11K. $10K. So I was, if we're looking at consumption, which I'm told is what I'm supposed to look at, I was about 48 minutes, 45 minutes in, close to an hour. My goal is 3 hours at 10,000 science per minute, at least on consumption, possibly also on production. So I was 45 minutes into 3 hours. And as you can see, I've got 600 hours into this factory. I could have done it smaller, could have done it faster. I made so many assumptions that were wrong. If I hadn't already committed to switching to speedrunning, I would 100% do this again. So I think the design that works, I really have a hard time believing that I screwed this up this badly. So right now what I've got here is brick, which is just dumb. And here this is red circuits, which is also dumb. And then this is steel, which is okay. I think it's the other way around, but it doesn't much matter. That's this is what I'm gonna do. Sorry, this is what I'm gonna do. Your stream and the base looks really cool. Well, thank you. Cities of Earth, if you want to try it, I wrote it. I can help. If you have questions, you can ping me in Discord. If you just run Cities of Earth basic default settings, you will get all of Earth and teleporters. If you don't want teleporters, you can turn those off. If you want to turn it into a scenario, what you can do is in the mod settings when you start it, is that you can tell it pre-place silos. And if you can tell it one or you can tell it all. And what's really cool is it turns the mod into a scenario, meaning you have to go find that silo, secure it from the biters, and then supply it with resources. So like here's an example of what it would look like. You'd have over here in London my standalone silo for pre-launching. Now this did get pre-made. I did this in my design. But this is what it would be like. Is somewhere in the world is the rocket silo. You can't build one until you find it and launch from a rocket silo. And if you do like I did where it's 50 cities around the world, you've got to get all of them. And it was a death world. It was a lot of fun. Oh, jeez. Sound like a little kid. Yeah, this is borked. I don't know what the hell I was thinking here. Well, first off, if you want, I have blueprints. You can use my train blueprints. They're available. Second, the only way to get experience with trains is to work with trains. All you really have to do is commit yourself to... here's an example of trains. You'll need 3-way intersections and 4-way intersections. Right? And then you have to decide if you're going to do single-headed or two-headed trains. I use two-headed trains. But once you get something that works, you know, you put the signals where you want them. You just need... The only tricky one, really, is the two-headed... Once you decide two-headed or single-sided... The only tricky one's the 4-way, and I didn't make this. I went and found this blueprint on the Factorio forums. There's a whole thing about intersections, and you can just go copy somebody's blueprint. Well, my first trains were very simple 1-2-1 trains. And they don't do any kind of dynamic thing. They're just hard-coded for... These are turned off, but train limit 1, no stacker. There's nothing fancy about this. This whole factory that you're seeing right here is available in my blueprints. This will get you bots and it'll get you going on trains and it'll use local resources until you get trains fully functional. But... you can do it. See these little 1-2-1 trains? And if you do something like this, where you're using trains as part of your transport, as part of your loading offloading network, you can easily tell how many you need by Do I have a train here unloading? And do I have a train here loading? If the answer is no both, you need another train. So this is very disturbing to me because I cannot get... It's a 3-belt load. So I can't get, no matter what I do, I can't get a second set in here. So what the hell was I thinking? I had 4 there. I might have been looking at this and not paying attention to that. One of these in a stack is 10 belts of steel. One online! I had your channel open a little earlier. I still think that's insane how much mods you've got. It's impressive. You having fun? Welcome, everybody. Let me get this Australian to greet you. I am trying to get purple science right has turned out to be a real hard challenge. I can't feed it enough. So let me look at some numbers here. It's the volume of material that it needs that is being so harsh. So I've got this steel, and then these 4 steels are all dedicated to purple. And that's enough. But I don't have enough furnaces. And from what I just realized, this design is terrible. Terrible. Terrible idea. Terrible design. And so I'm going to refactor it. And I'm even just not getting enough materials, even though I'm getting enough materials downstream. I don't see how it's actually working, other than they're not consuming at max speed, and so more is getting through. Now, if I properly add to this amount, now I'm out of steel by a large quantity. And so I need another steel furnace, which would put me way over. Can you play with the silos but without biters? I don't control biters at all, or resources, so you can set those any way you want. So you can turn off biters in the standard resource settings. And, yeah. There's a streamer called Diablo, Diablo RDK. He did Cities of Earth, and he did the same map setup I've got, and the silo was in the last city he found. He had to search the whole map for his rocket silo. So that would put me way over on steel. Kind of uncomfortably over. Because that's 336, and I'd be... Might as well get to work on another frickin' power thing because I'm gonna need it now. I gotta be careful with what I delete here. So I was able to get to 11K before I started doing other things. I mean, it's still working off of buffers. But Purple Science was going to fail on me soon enough. So this is 336. Half of that is 168, which is about right here. That's a little too many, but that's okay. So let's Alt-X on 168. And then see how much iron we need. It would barely be enough. And code 5. It's always purple. Yeah, I got your stream open, 5. I'm watching you. Impromptu stream, you say. Hi, Pony. You aren't watching, you watch me, because that's not on stream. Yeah. Somebody's always watching me. I would need to feed it with... well... this could support a lot. Yeah, that's overfeeding that. So you're totaling this at 1.3 gig. But for my coverage, I would be like, this is 1 and this is 1. Let's clean this up a bit so I can see it. And if I landfill this, and if I ignore those power pole requirements and just butt these up against each other, then I've got a good coverage. Like, you don't need to be there. You're doing a bit of an odd duck here. So your power coverage is only there, but your power coverage is here. So these, are you getting power? No, you're not. So I need to get power in there somehow. I think what I'll do is just move this up. That should cover everybody. I know I don't need those or those. I don't know how much of that I need and whether that's going to actually, yeah, no. 567. I don't think so. I don't see how you've got anything underneath you. And why putting a miner there is of any value to me. And then the same thing happens over here. Okay. Enough screwing around with that. Yes, I am 5. I'm testing it out. It works. I have no idea if it's a good idea. So I need to convert that. Don't you mine into splitters? Are you being facetious? Show me one of your miner outposts. Okay. So I could turn those 90, but then So I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Because this is going to eat. I can't possibly do more than this. Because this is going to eat so much iron and or steel and brick. Which means that I really need to do that. And I don't have an opportunity to that's going to get me double feeds on those, which will keep them fully busy. And it's going to be a 5-lane build. So I guess the question 5 is that working for you? But the fact that you're still using it after all that time. This is kind of tight. I don't like doing it this tight. But it does work. I did this just to get me a point of reference for this thing. So it's either going to go here, which is a little over that side, or it's going to go here, which is just a touch over that side. Or I run a really long belt and make it do that, but no. That's the more logical decision. That's more belts, so. Did I really just kill a fish? Is that what you are, or where it becomes really beneficial? Or is that where you are, or is that when it becomes really beneficial? So I need to move this radar. Gosh darn it, I sent the wrong one up. Damn it. Wait, you're the one I sent up? Oh, you should be able to do this then. I don't want you picking up all them trees. Get away. So I think I turned this into a 4-way. All right, you become a corner. Excuse me. You two are going to feed a stack like this. God, I wish I'd picked a different one. I don't really want to clobber that copper now. I'm kind of nervous about that sort of thing now. Is that where I want the steel to go? Because this steel is pretty much only going here. So maybe I don't do this. Well, this would be a T-junction, so it would be pulling in from the north. You're not going to go left, you're going to go right. I'm going to T-junction this. Because then this rail it's pretty much guaranteed that the steel is only going to come here because that's really its only destination. I could do the same thing here. I like that. I like that a lot. So you can't go that far over. So you'd have to come somewhere up here. But what we'll end up doing is deleting the bottom part of this. Because these two are already dedicated to go to this one. Or they're not, but they will be. Should have been. Good. Start over on that. Yeah, so you got a net +8, so you should be fine. It's fine. So I can make a small complex here of just these. So if that doesn't exist, then they all route here. In terms of steel that this thing needs, it's going to be this and this, so it's going to be short 380. Going to get another one of these, which would make it short 44. So it still can get some supplemental from over here, which is just insane how much steel that thing needs. But we're also going to need 2 of these now, so this is going to turn into a 4-way. So what may happen here is that this furnace, well, it's going to get torn down. Get out of there so I can see what's actually going on. Well, I was close. Oh, I missed some stuff. Smoking. How you doing, sir? Doing all right. Needing to re-engineer purple science. Who would have thought?